Hello and welcome back to the channel on another midweek video, which we've had a bit of a crazy week with YouTube videos last week, which is fantastic. We really appreciate it. We've had some great response, and I wasn't thinking we were going to on a couple of the bits and pieces, but the transit video, catch up on that. We've had fantastic feedback and comments, great number of views on that. The Jaguar XKR completion, again, great response to that. And then we did a midweek video last week about banger racing, and I wasn't really sure how that would go, but we've had great feedback on that again. And it actually turned into a really healthy debate, which is really good to see. We've had a few people comment that the midweek moan, as it's kind of become known, should become a bit of a familiar feature. I'm not sure if it will, because we work really hard to make sure that we have a video out every Saturday. To make sure we've got one every Wednesday as well could be a bit tricky. However, sometimes things just kind of align and you think, you know what, I'm going to get in early tomorrow and I'll just record a piece and we'll see how it goes. We might use it, we might not. And things kind of align in such a way that we did our banger racing video last week. And in that I mentioned that I spent the first 5 years or so of my driving life in Mark 1 and Mark 2 Ford Granadas. I've also spent a lot of time around Jaguar XJ6s. And then I got home last night and relaxed in front of YouTube, as people tend to do now, rather than EastEnders. But a new video came out on JM for Cars channel. A really big channel. JM does a lot of work. It's really quite interesting, some of the stuff that he does. And this video was on the Mark II Ford Granada. So very quickly things started to sort of compile in my head. And it was a good video. It was a really good video, actually. There's a few points, put my anorak on, weren't quite right, but a great video, and it's really good to see these cars being driven on the road rather than the oval, maybe. But it did kind of get me thinking, and straight out with a question: which is better, Ford Granada or the Jaguar XJ6? Now, before you scoff and laugh, how can a Ford ever be better than a Jaguar? Let's break it down a little bit, shall we? And I can do this because I have owned and driven both for a long time. And I also can, although he's not with us anymore, I can sort of fall back onto my dad's experience because he owned and drove both as well. In a different generation, obviously, than I did. He drove them both as fairly modern cars. I drove them both as classic cars, even 20 years ago. So enough of my waffle. Let's kind of look into it and break it down a little bit. Now, the XJ6, in its original guise, was launched in 1968, and the Mark I Granada didn't come through until 1972. So Jaguar had the leap on Ford quite substantially, obviously, then. So the Ford Granada, the Mark I Ford Granada, would be comparable, really, to the Jaguar XJ6 Series 2. So the Granada was in 72, 73 came the Series 2 XJ, by which time BL were very much in control of the car. And I don't think it'd be unfair to say that the build quality on the Series 2 XJs was pretty dire. And I think it's also actually worth noting now, we're going to be looking at the XJ6 versus the Ford Granada as opposed to the XJ12, because it is a different beast. So with the XJ6, 4.2, 3.4 litre XK straight six engine, and the Granada had a variety of engines, but again, for comparison, we're going to be looking at the 2.8 V6 or the 3 litre V6 as it would have been with the Mark I, the Essex engine in the Mark I, the Cologne in the Mark II. Now, straight off the bat, you think, well, a 3 litre V6 Essex it's all right. It's 138 horsepower. It's a little bit strained. It's not the most refined unit in the world, but then the 4.2 XJ, or the 4.2 XK engine, wasn't the most refined either. That was right at the limit of the XK engine, so it's quite a push, it's quite a strained engine. It's not very refined, which is why we kind of exclude the V12 out of this conversation, because that is sublime. It's a sewing machine, it's a lovely thing. So both of these cars are powered by quite a harsh engine, should we say. And if you look at performance figures, although the V6 is only doing about 138 horsepower, the XK is closer to the 200 mark. They're both big, heavy cars, both using a 3-speed auto, and they've both got a performance time 0 to 60 of around about 10 seconds with the auto version. In the manual version, they're both around about the 8-second mark. So in terms of speed, they're about the same. And one of the things that JM actually mentioned, which made me laugh, is he made quite a point about how thirsty the Mark II Granada was, how it likes a drink. At best, it's doing mid-20s to the gallon. And I thought, well, and that's nothing, that's a V6 or big engine, big car. We've got a 2008 Audi 3.2 V6, so it's 20 years newer than the Mark II Granada that Jay was testing, and it averages 25 to the gallon. So anyone looking at these cars, you're buying a car that likes a bit of juice. So I don't really see the fuel consumption being a big deal breaker with these. However, if we look at it, yes, the Mark II, the Mark I, the V6 powered Granada will do high teens to mid-20s to the gallon. A 4.2 XJ6 will do low teens to high teens to the gallon. So it will drink a considerable amount more fuel than the Ford counterpart. So in terms of performance and running costs, they're relatively on par. I would have said the Ford probably just about sneaks it by way of its marginally more economic engine, and it is marginal. And the driving experience itself, the two side by side, I know a lot has been said about Jaguar's, and it is quite an amazing suspension setup. It is race derived, and it is a lovely thing to drive. Does it ride and handle that much better than a Ford? No, not really. I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty of people that disagree, which is the point of this. Please comment. This is, instead of a moan, let's have a discussion. So I think ride quality is pretty much on par with each other. You're running a 3-speed auto gearbox. And then you look at the specs. And this would apply more to the Mark II than the Mark I Granada. The Mark I was still a 70s Ford, so all wind-up windows and so on and so forth. But it was still a very, very comfortable, well-equipped car that you could quite happily drive big miles in. But if we fast forward then to the Mark II, focus on the Mark II and the Series 3 XJ, which is where I think the real comparison comes in. Now, the Mark II Granada came on the scene in 1977 and the Series 3 XJ in 1979, and they both ran until 1986. The XJ continued until 92 with a V12, but the 6-cylinder car came to an end in 1986. And if you look at the two side by side through that period of time, and again, this was kind of inspired by JM's video when he talks about how well equipped the Mark II Granada is, and you run through the list, and both the Jaguar and the Ford come equipped with all 4 electric windows, electric sunroof, air conditioning, trip computers. The Granada could come with a leather interior if you so wanted. By then, the standard power steering, etc. The only thing that the Jaguar had that the Ford never had, to the best of my knowledge, was cruise control, which is kind of irrelevant because if anyone has ever had an 80s XJ, they know that the cruise control never works. It was a garbage system, never worked. So in terms of spec, the cars are identical in terms of spec. And then it kind of comes down to, as always, personal choice and the appearance of the vehicle. And I think despite many attempts to make the XJ a more modern looking vehicle, I think the Series 1 XJ is a fantastic looking car, probably one of Jaguar's best designs. But 20 years later, it was starting to age a little bit, and the Mark II Granada just looked like a crisp, more modern 80s vehicle. So which is better? Are they better? Is one better than the other? On paper, I really don't think they are. And my dear old dad's been gone now 8 years, but I do remember having a discussion with him many years ago, because he went from owning, he had 2 Mark I Granadas. I remember at 4 years old, he had a white 3-litre GL. I was 4 years old, that is. He had a white 3-litre GL Mark I Granada. And he had that for just over a year before he was involved in a car accident, which wrote the car off. And he replaced it with a Miami Blue 3-litre gear Mark I Granada. That then got traded up to a Mark II pre-facelift Sapphire Granada, which nowadays is a very rare thing. And he finally had one of the last. He had a 1986 graphite grey Mark II 2.8 injection gear X, which really was a fantastic car. I remember that very well. But it always hankered after the Jag. And after 3 years with the Mark II, he traded the car in for a Series 1 Daimler. Series 1 Daimler 4.2. And over the next 10 years, he had many, many XJs. And he eventually became a bit of a Saab man, but that's a different story. And I remember asking him, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of the Jag versus the Ford? Oh, the Jag's better. I said, well, why? He said, because it's a Jag. And I think that's probably as far as the comparison went. It has to be better because it's a Jag. I really would appreciate some feedback in this, and tell us what you think. I mean, you look now at modern values, classic values in the modern era, and a good Series 3 XJ will cost you no more than a really good Mark I or Mark II Granada. Possibly the Fords are even worth more than the Jags. And in terms of cost of running, I guess the Ford is a lot cheaper to maintain and keep now. Jaguar parts are really expensive and on the whole quite poor. The build quality, again, I think Ford have got it on the build quality. Obviously in '89, Ford did buy Jaguar, and their build quality got a lot better as a result, because Ford know how to put a car together and for it to stay together. Jaguar have a reputation of not, quite simply. So yeah, we're not going to do a midweek moan all the time, and I don't want it to be a moan. I'm really not that miserable, I promise. Maybe a midweek talking point. We'll see how this goes, but just looking at the clock here, we're at sort of 12 minutes of waffle, which is more than enough for a midweek discussion. So hit us up with some comments down below. There is a link down below to JM's video as well. And as I say, thank you for the great week we've had with the feedback and the YouTube content. Really appreciate it. We are back on Saturday with a Jensen Interceptor with a ton of metalwork. So tune in then.